听到了，
听不到。
在线上。
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the L Bank live stream. My name is Johnny. I'm the L Bank Community Ambassador. Today, we'll be having an AMA session with our beloved Elongate. Elongate is the first cryptocurrency for charity. It serves as a gateway between the world of cryptocurrency and the world of charity. And as of now, Elongate's total charity donation has reached above $3 billion. We're very proud that Elongate has joined L Bank's partner alliance, and we're very much honored as well to have Gene, the CMO of Elongate, be here with us. Let's welcome Gene and get ready to know more about our wonderful partner. Hi, Gene. Nice to see you.
Hi, Johnny, and ni hao to everyone. I'm glad to be here. I am representing Elongate, the biggest charitable cryptocurrency there is. So I'm currently the chief marketing officer. We've been operating for more or less 3 months right now. LBank is our second exchange listing, and I know that it's very big in the Asian market. So I'm very glad that this has happened. All with the efforts of our CEO Lorenzo and also our chief technology officer Hassan.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. The L Bank community are very interested in Elongate projects, and we can't wait to hear more about this project. Its origin, its roadmap, and its vision, etc. But first of all, could you tell us a bit about how you created this project, like how you came up with this idea, and what motivated you to take actions to do this, to pull it off, and make it part of the reality?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. Also, to introduce Elongate to the community of LBank. Firstly, we could go back to perhaps March 25th. That was the day when Elon Musk tweeted. He said, if there's ever a scandal about me, please call it Elongate. And our original founder developer, he's with a stroke of genius. He named this charitable cryptocurrency after that tweet. And as you can see, the hype, right, the attention, the virality went from there, and it went up and up. So basically, from that day forward, we saw that there is purpose, right, in continuing this project. And Elongate shall be known for its unique tokenomics, which benefits its community of holders or community of supporters, and also that added layer of donating to charities, which is enabled, of course, by this community of supporters that we're having. As you know, our tokenomics is unique. Um, Holding itself has rewards for its for this people, right? And also there are various like appropriations that happen, right, every week. We have charitable parties that happen that wherein we spotlight charities. Also, we try our best to scale this project, to listen to the community based on their suggestions. And yeah, I mean, basically that's where we are. Um, 2 months, and also going back to where we started from.
Wonderful. It's amazing that this project has been growing this big in just 3 months, 2 to 3 months. And I'm still wondering, why would you choose to combine cryptocurrency and philanthropy? I mean, these two concepts don't seem to correlate with each other. To the layman or to normal people. And so, what makes you combine these two concepts? And is there an interesting story behind it that you'd like to share with us?
I think it still goes back to our legacy and our history of where was Elongate, or where Elongate came from, and also these stories that surround us. So as I was saying earlier, right, this charitable cryptocurrency came from that tweet by Elon Musk, and we all know that there is this general information, right, that he has pledged much of his money, right, to charities. And leveraging that power of the internet community, of the internet space, of that of the power of virality and in cryptocurrency. We sort of want to activate that purpose in the
Mm,
cryptocurrency space, and say that there is this untapped community of people, right, from all walks of life in the
mm,
crypto space. And together we can make a project like Elongate, wherein there is always a reward, or there is always something that is interesting, or something that is developing forward for its community of holders, but also something that goes back to the real world, wherein
Mm.
we activate through charities.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, great idea. And, I'm a firm supporter of Elongate. But still, I've got a question, a personal question about your choice. Why do you think inventing a cryptocurrency is a better support for charitable causes than conventional support, such as the web applications that we can see and the smartphone applications that we use when we want to donate and to support for the charitable causes? In a word, why do you think using a cryptocurrency is a better solution or a better support?
I think it still goes back to the story of what I was saying, right? The legacy of Elongate, and that is to prove, right, that there is this untapped nature of or untapped power, right, of people, right, who believes in the power of cryptocurrency. And this is something that you don't see in real world, right? I mean, just personally, me coming from the medical device industry, we always believe that adoption is powered, right, by real world initiatives. But the way I see it, of course, the future is also empowered, or there is a big, of course, promise in future, in the internet space, in the digital space. And that is something that is proven, right, time and time, over and over again by the crypto community. And it's a unique story to tell, because Elongate came from that, power of leveraging the power of memes, right? We
Mm.
sort of like rose from that tweet from Elon Musk, sort of like a parodic rise from that tweet, wherein he said, like, if there's ever a scandal, right, please call it Elongate. And I would say we are the biggest, I would say, scandal that came from that, wherein leveraging the power of tokenomics, wherein a portion of always goes back, or a portion, right, 10% of our transaction fees, 5% of that goes to our holders,
Mhm.
5% is further appropriated into charity, into stability reserves, into marketing, into
Mhm.
business development. These are things that you don't see in the real world, right?
Yep.
Wherein most of our or most of the things wherein we activate the mass adoption is through, for example, applications or smartphone web and web and smartphone applications, right? So
Mhm.
crypto itself is unique, and I would say that the story that Elongate has to tell is also something that we haven't seen so far.
Yeah, yeah. I have to say that thanks to Elon Musk and thanks to the ingenuity of your team, now we have this wonderful project Elongate with us. And the next question, is cooperating with other crypto projects in the future one of the plans? As we all know that many projects establish firm relationships with other projects so that they create firm relationships with each other and they grow together. Do you have any plans to establish relationships with other crypto projects in the future?
I think that's a very good question, because as I was telling you, right, Elongate has always been powered by that, by that community that we're having, our community of supporters. And if this is something that they want to see, of course, why not, right?
Hmm.
I'm more of that kind of person. My leadership style is more of, if this is something that the community wants, if this is something that's possible, something that's feasible, then why don't we do it, right? And if this is something that excites the community, if this is something that the community wants to see, the Elongates Teams channels are always open. We have our Telegram, we have our Twitter, our Discord, and they just have to voice that opinion or insight that they're having, and we would be very much open to expound further on this initiative.
Wow. Okay. You just touched briefly about the tokenomics behind Elongate. Now, can you give us a little more details about the mechanism behind the tokenomics and the mechanism of the distribution of the tokens?
So as I was telling you, I think this is one of the core fundament of the Elongate token, and wherein there is always that 10% imposed transaction fee for all incoming and outgoing transactions. So whenever you buy or sell elongate tokens, there is always this cascade of events that you are activating. The first layer, of course, goes back to the community of holders. The second is that added layer of activating, that power of touching upon, real world charities, right? Because as I was telling you, and as you know, we so far in our 2 months of operations, we've donated $3 million to charities, and this is something that's empowered by our tokenomics. So going back 10% is the imposed transaction fee. Half of that is always going back to our community of holders, proportional to the elongate tokens that they hold. So that's one core fundament of our tokenomics. The second half for this one, 40% goes back to our liquidity pool. This is very important, as you know, right? As a fundament in crypto, in the crypto space.
Mhm.
60% is further distributed and appropriated according to, of course, what we see is important to ensure that the elongate token sustains or maintains sustainability, not just for the future of our of our operations, but also for what we can give back to our community. So for this other half, 40% is further appropriated. Of the or of the extracted BNB that we're having, 58% of that goes back to charity, 15% goes back to stability reserves, 15% goes back to marketing initiatives, and 12% for business development. Of the extracted elongate of those 40% that is pulled out from the liquidity pool, 67% is burned, 27% is for stability reserves, as I was telling you, of course, to always ensure sustainability. And of course, 6% for giveaways, which also goes back to our community of supporters.
Yeah, I can see that a large amount of the tokens will go to the charitable causes, and but I'm still wondering how elongates charitable funds. How is this fund allocated and managed? We know transparency is one of the four pillars of this project, and I'd like to know a little more details and specifics about how you manage the charitable funds.
Right. So, as one of our mission core values, one is clarity, and that goes back to transparency. As always, when we started from day one, transparency has always been a core fundament, has always been a cornerstone in what we do in elongate. And for all the charitable donations that we're doing, all of that are clearly publicized in our social media. As head of market, as head of PR as well, I steward all the public relations initiatives that we're doing. This
Mhm.
goes into press releases, also in information that we are deploying in our Telegram, in our Discord. So all of this information are freely available to our community. In fact, as I was saying earlier, during our charity programs, we have this charity live stream that happens every Sunday. That one is like this YouTube AMA is also a live stream. So people are free to jump in, to join the conversation, to witness how we are deploying these funds to organizations. The organizations themselves are given a platform to introduce themselves to the Elongate community. And
Wow.
we also, of course, raise all these comments that we are seeing it, for example, during these live streams, and we take them back to our staff, and we contemplate and we go back to them, and see what kinds of further information we can relate to them when it comes to these charities that we're having.
Thank you. Thanks for the explanations. Another question. Elongate has already been listed in many exchanges, whether DAX or SEX, such as PancakeSwap, Bitmart, and LBank. Do you have a future plan of being listed in other exchanges?
I think for this one, of course, it just goes back to whether this exchange listings or this exchanges, right, can support the tokenomics. Of course, that is one of the biggest consideration that we're having. But also, as going back to, of course, the opinions or the insights from the community, they're always free to go back to us and suggest centralized exchange listings that they want to happen, We have, a chief technology officer and and his staff who could always look into this, research the fundamentals of having us listed in these places, right? These things are always possible to happen. We're always open to that. Time will only tell, right? If all the pieces that we have to put in place are already ready to be able to be listed in that exchange platform.
Here's a question from the community, which is a little off topic, but I still want to ask these questions. What is your personal preference, SAX or DEX?
So that is
Um,
a very interesting question.
uh,
I think for me, there are of course the pros and cons, right, between the two of them. And it is not for me to I think to decide, or I don't think there is merit in what matters to me. It still goes back to where the community wants to see Elongate, right? And as a steward of the Elongate story, of the Elongate token, my sincerest duty, right, is to operate in the best of our interests, right, and see wherein we can activate that elongate story. So whether it is giving that general awareness to different countries, and perhaps there are center CX or sex that is more popular in that country, then of course it would be our best interest to make that happen.
yeah, we had a debate about whether the future would be SAX or the future would be the DAX, and we haven't had a conclusive idea. So we'd like to thank you for your sharing. And in your white paper, it says that Elongate's highest aim is to be the official partner of charitable organization in the cryptocurrency space. It's a huge vision. It's something that we'd all like to see. And when do you think this will be realized?
To be honest, this is something that we have been working very hard since day one. We have various teams working around the clock to make this happen. We have um, a brand and communications department, a marketing department, innovations department, and it all goes back to that vision, right, of being the biggest charitable cryptocurrency there is. And this is something that we have started since day one. So far, we have worked with Big Green and Kimball Musk organization, right?
Mhm.
These partnerships, they don't just happen overnight. It takes a lot of careful operations that happen every day, right? To further scale that the elongate story, elongate token. And I think on that part, of being the biggest charitable crypto there is, we are succeeding in that direction. But
Mhm.
also, I want to stress out in this AMA that aside from that, noble layer, right, of being the charitable cryptocurrency there is, it should not be forgotten that also one core legacy of Elongate is leveraging the power of the internet culture of memes. Still goes back to that, our unique tokenomics that always benefits or goes back to our community of holders. So I think they go hand in hand. We want to be the biggest charitable crypto, but I want the community to understand and remember that every every day that we're operating, right, every day that we're making our best to scale the elongate project, there are these things that goes hand in hand, and we try to find the balance and create that solid and clarified story wherein we say that elongate is a legit crypto token there is, right, with unique tokenomics, with something for its community of holders, but also that goes back to giving back to charities.
Thank you. We know that Elongate is growing rapidly and has drawn a lot of attention. And we think this must be due to a wonderful team. And could you introduce your core team members? Like, give us a brief introduction about each of the core team members and how you became known to each other and formed this effective team. Because this is something we do care about. It's not just because of the curiosity.
Right. So, as I was mentioning earlier, right, we have stratified our operations according to departments or teams. So we have teams that work on marketing, so that's under me. Also in public relations, we have
Hmm.
teams who work under brand and communications. They go hand in hand with what we do in social media. We
Hmm.
have teams that work in the technology aspect of the Elongate ecosystem that goes back to our exchange listings, to innovations that the community wants to happen, to innovations that we as a team foresee is valuable for our token. Um, our chief executive officer is Lorenzo. Our chief technology officer is Hassan Aziz. For those who know us, the face of Elongate, or that who represents us in our charity live streams, that is Alexander. That's Alex. So he's mostly responsible for brand and communications, sort of ensuring that we have those brand partnerships, ensuring that we have the right story to tell. We also have a chief charity officer who manages the charitable aspect of what we do. So yeah, and of course we also have a chief volunteer officer who is responsible for all the channels and platforms that we're having when it comes to Telegram or Discord, or also ensuring that our social media is properly managed, in relation to our community. So that's Armin. We also have a chief product officer. That's Brian. He's mostly responsible for all our product offerings now and in the future. Also for our website management, design assets, anything visual. Basically, we have all this teams stratified according to competence and also operations that we have to ensure or we have to do every day.
Thanks. Thank you. I personally like the website you created, and especially the merchants that you sell on the websites. For example, the T-shirts and the hats you sell on the websites. Very good job. I would like to have one. And in the course of building Elongate as the gateway between crypto and charity, I'm sorry, there must be some challenges that you have faced, and there will be some challenges that you will face in the future. Some of the challenges are foreseeable. Do you have any plans, or have you ever come up with strategies or plans to confront those foreseeable challenges?
This is a very good question because this is me talking to the crypto space, right? But also, I would like us to always remember, right, that crypto is something that is not yet, having that mass adoption. So for us, having that image of being the charitable crypto there is, you have to ensure that how do you tell that story, not just to people who know the crypto space, right, or who are from the internet space, but also for people, or to people from all walks of life, right? That also goes back to the charitable partnerships that we're having. And that is why we had to take, in these 2 months, a traditional approach to making sure, right, that we are able to tell that story and gain that credibility, gain that transparency, and be able to have that opportunity to appeal to a general or to a broader audience beyond the crypto space. Because as I was telling you, right, the story that we want to say is that there is this community of supporters, or there's this community from the crypto space that is untapped in the real world. And that is something that we want people to always understand and remember. And that goes back to who are the community, or who is this supporters that we're having in the Elongate space, right, or in the Elongate ecosystem. These are people who already believe in the power of crypto, and we want to prove that these people can make a change in the world, right? By with what they do, right, or what we do together.
Wow, thank you. I can still remember about 3 months ago, I was someone like I was just someone who didn't know anything about crypto world, and I came into this community, L Bank community, and gradually became known to many projects, many good projects and excellent projects like Elongate. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys will do to help broadcast and spread this project to the greater world outside. And we're gonna randomly pick some lucky community members. Some of them will voice some questions, and I will show the questions on the screen, and then Gene, and I think Gene will give us answers to those questions. Is that okay, Gene?
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Here's a question. I think is shown on the screen now.
So what are the three main features you would recommend to us? What are the applications that we launch? Oh, okay. So I think this goes back to our roadmap that we're having right now. There are short-term, mid-term, and also long-term initiatives that we want to happen, right? And I think main features, of course, being realistic, right? We're just 3 months old, right? As a charitable crypto, or as a crypto there is in the right now. So I would say one of the main features that we're having, of course, is the unique tokenomics. If I was that person who would want to buy, right, an elongate token, as I was telling you, right, there 10% is an imposed transaction fee, right, wherein 5%, um, or rather when I sell, I'm sorry, when I sell my elongate token, so 5% of that is redistributed to the community of holders. So that is one core fundament of the elongate token, which is a very I would say important feature that we're having, right? Also, for applications, I think for in the future, of course, we would hope to see, like, for example, an elongate wallet that goes back to the legacy that we do, right, which is about charity, but also about trading or holding your tokens. So yeah, basically these are some of important features that we are having right now, but also we want to see in the future.
Ah, okay. Next question. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick the question from another person. Not this one. Okay. So many questions. I have to say that this community is so active. Yeah. Okay. Let's see this one. Same
What is the
person.
most ambitious goal of the project? What should the community look for? So if for those who were following our narrative, the key message that I wanted to spread, or the team wanted to spread this June, is that this month is the month for our community. We want the community to remember that everything that we try to operate every day, everything that we do is something that is should be, or is of course beneficial for our growth. And of course, when it comes to that ambitious goal, that is general awareness. I would want to see, or I would want to hear people when you ask them, do you know about crypto? And they would say, oh, crypto, I know that. That's elongate. Instead of saying, oh, crypto is Bitcoin, they would say, crypto is elongate. And that goes back to the general awareness strategy that the marketing and PR team wants to happen, or is trying our best to do. Of course, there are initiatives and campaigns that work. There are those that do not. And we just have to do our best to always try to improve from the learnings, right? To do our due diligence and sort of activate that general awareness, not just in the crypto space, but also in the real world. That when you say crypto, you say elongate.
Thank you, Gene. I just picked two questions for you. Now, I give you the right to pick one last question by yourself.
Okay, let's find some. I'm seeing some in here. Give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Oh, here. This is a good question.
Hmm.
How important is the community to elongate? Um, of course, I would say that or the community is the core of what we have been, right, in this past 3 months that we've been operating. I would say that charity, right, is there, and that is part of our legacy. But still, when we go back historically to who has made this happen. It has been, that community of supporters that we're having since day one. I was also part of that, right? And as we go forward and mature this story, the elongate story, it all goes back to, what is that important part of us, and that is of course always the community. And I have to say, some of the improvements or learnings or initiatives that we want to have right now and in the future, things that we're working right now, they are things that we also gather or also get from our community. So I would say that the wealth that we're having is the community of supporters that we have had since day one.
Thank you, Gene. And a final notice for everyone who's been watching this live stream: we will randomly pick 90 lucky winners on June 23rd. We will give away 4,500 USD. Please follow us on Twitter. Follow the L Bank Exchange, and also follow our beloved Elongate program on Twitter. Thank you, Gene. Thank you for being here to answer those questions. And we're very happy to have a partner like you, an excellent project like Elongate.
No, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone. I know I'm seeing a lot of people here from Asia. That is something that makes me happy. It's not every day that you see crypto tokens out that are able to speak or to activate that their story to various audiences, right? And for that,
Yeah.
of course, I'm very thankful. Thank you, everyone. 谢谢大家。
谢谢. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. See you.